EU court backs ban on animal slaughter without stunning. In the European Union, the European Court of Justice has supported a Belgian ban on kosher and halal slaughter of animals without being stunned, rejecting both Jewish and Muslim groups' objections. Stunning livestock before slaughter will now be required on the grounds of furthering animal rights. Animal rights group Gaia said it was a great day and the culmination of a 25-year struggle. While the court accepted that imposing such a requirement limited Muslim and Jews' religious rights, it did not ban ritual slaughter outright. The court also noted that the Flemish parliament had relied on scientific evidence, which indicated that prior stunning reduced animal suffering and that the law allowed, quote, a fair balance to be struck between animal welfare and freedom of religion.
This is so good, such a good news. This is basically religion's privilege not winning over. They're like, we found a way to be able to slaughter animals without less abuse, with less pain. And these people are like, excuse me, my sky daddy says I have to torture my animals, have to be exempt because we need to torture them because of our religious like, why would this? I mean, if this went any other way, I would be so mad right now. It would be so mad right now. It was such an obvious thing to do, such a great way of making sure that there's less misery on this planet. And these people are like, can we actually have more misery? Can this law apply to everybody except us? Because you guys, your government should have to accept our divine authority, like, accept the source of we just say that this scripture has a comes from some divine source, and you guys as secular governments have to just accept that and just submit to our way of life and our tradition, even though it's more barbaric and causes a lot more harm and misery. Like, why would anybody listen to that? Why is religious privilege acceptable anywhere? Like, and again, they're going to come out and say that this is discrimination, right? Even though it's against every religion, right? Like Muslims and Jews at the same time, right? This is fantastic. This is a way that EU is showing that they are moving forward. I don't know what is it like in the US, but I hope this sets a precedent, because this needs to be celebrated so other countries, so that it basically normalizes banning religious slaughtering, so other countries maybe use it as a role model to move forward as well. Rivka, you want to say something?
Yeah, there's a gentleman named Fleming Rose who says that when a believer demands that non-believers observe their religious taboos in the public domain, they're not asking for respect. What they're asking for is submission. And that's incompatible with a secular democracy. So absolutely, Armin, you're right. And this is sort of what I was talking about this is what I was talking about to some degree when I was saying why it's important to challenge religious privilege in the first story, because what your beliefs or taboos or dogma is, as it relates to the public domain, is incompatible. It doesn't matter. You can practice those, but what you can't do is demand the rest of the country adhere to those. And so this is a good balance, saying, look, you can still ritually slaughter, and the ritual slaughter is about killing the animals alive. So stunning them, they're still alive. So they're getting the blood sacrifice that their deity demands. So it's not discrimination. What it is it's living with your neighbors and coming to a compromise based on a nation of laws, not a nation of men.
Wait, I just want to highlight really quick, where did it go? That people are saying that they're excited that Rivka's back. I always love when you guys mention that you missed Rivka, because I always miss Rivka when she can't make it. Houston is saying, is this becoming a war against religion? It's been that way, Houston.
I mean, I hope so. Yeah, I hope so, yes.
Oh my God. Joseph is giving us crap in the live chat saying we have to be vegetarians now. All of us here eat meat.
Okay, yeah. No, forget that. You give too much credit in highlighting the dumbest comments.
No, I know, but I know other people on YouTube enjoy that. So it's mainly for their entertainment.
And I don't see why this makes anyone have to be vegetarian.
No, it's too dumb to even address, though. It's like Rivka, like this, of
All
course.
right,
not.
forget it.
Yeah, no, but I do want to, like, it needs to be like somewhat dumb, but so, yeah. Anyways, Jason saying need to completely ban the kosher slaughter techniques as well. Not sure why. Do search and educate yourself. I do want to highlight some people who are. There's a lot of comments who are saying that all animal industry should be stopped. They're unethical and result in viruses. Stop killing animals altogether. Something they've got. Okay. Ban all slaughter and lock up anyone who does it. Okay, so this is a lot of comments were like this, and this is why I think a lot of vegans are actually really harmful to animal rights, right? Because the way of black and white thinking they have is that they don't acknowledge any form of progress, and they are actually, I think there's a lot of animals that are being tortured today because of the way the black and white thinking that a lot of, not all, but a lot of vegan activists have. Because no progress, they would not support any form of progress, and in fact they dismiss it. And all the resources, like veganism has been associated with animal rights activism has been associated with veganism, and so many people, because they think it means completely abandoning meat, are not putting the resources and time and energy that is required to reduce a lot of torture and misery when it comes to factory farm, just because people think that, oh, it must mean veganism, right? But if they weren't such absolutists, there would be so much more regulations and standards introduced that would mean that right now a lot less animals would be suffering and being tortured. But because they want all or none, more animals today are suffering and being tortured. You can see the same attitude right now in the on the Facebook comments. Susanna, you had your hands up.
I just wanted to read a little bit more from the article. I thought it was interesting. Muslim groups repeatedly challenged the Flemish legislation before it was passed and came into force in January 2019. The French-speaking Wallonia area of southern Belgium adopted the law months later. When the Belgian laws came in, Muslims and Jewish groups feared they were being used by nationalists to whip up anti-immigrant sentiment. The head of the European Jewish Association, Rabbi Menachem Margolin, said Friday.
Menachem.
Thank you. I was like, I thought I did pretty good. Said, quote, "It was a sad day for European Jewry." And Belgium's, end quote, and Belgium's Jewish umbrella group, CCOJB, said it would take its legal fight to the European Court of Human Rights.
You know, you're not doing discrimination, and you're actually just taking religious privilege away when Jewish people and Muslims are offended at the same time, right? You're doing something right. You're not discriminating. You're not signaling people out. You're just, if these groups of people that usually don't agree, if they're both upset, then you're moving in the right direction, I think. I don't know.
Well, they always agree about the food, though. That's good. It's true. The no pork. But I was gonna say, I find this guy's hyperbole really gross and disgusting. It's a sad day for Jews because they have to stun an animal before they slit its throat alive and then let it just suffer while the blood pumps out of the wound. Okay? And then people say some prayers. That's a sad day. So all the anti-Semitism, the fact that Jewish kids have to go to their Jewish schools with armed guards, the fact that, there's people being targeted on the streets, all of that's not so sad. I mean, yeah, maybe he disagrees, but come on, man. Cool it with the theatrics.
Yeah. Because they're still allowed to have ritual slaughter. They just have to. You're muted.
Rivka, you're muted.
No, I'm just saying, yes, they get to do the thing that mostly counts. So
it's bid'ah, it's innovation.
Well, or come on, just say a bracha over it and be done. Move on.
And also subscribe to our newsletter, because if we get removed from all these platforms, at least we could reach out to you. And guys, by the way, if you subscribe to our newsletter, you get a free copy of Why There's No... Where's your copy, Susanna? Get it. We're doing promotion. You get a free... It's not even promotion, it's free. Okay, so if you subscribe to our newsletter, link in the description, you get a free copy of Why There's No God. Come on, like, I'm handing it out for free. Okay, it's a bestseller on Amazon, and you get it for free. So subscribe to our newsletter, and you get a free copy of Why There's No God sent to you. Link in the description.